Good evening, parents. Welcome to Back to School Night. My name is Laura White, and I am your child's U.S. History 1 teacher. I have been working in the district since 1997, first at Triton and now at Timber Creek since 2008. And we are going to be covering U.S. History 1. That means we're covering everything from colonization and mercantilism in the late 15 and early 1600s through the growing pains of colonization up into the Revolutionary War, the establishment of our new nation under the Constitution, and then our expansion west. We'll look by sometime around the second and third marking period, we're going to be getting to the division over slavery that led to the Civil War, and then we'll be ending the year with Reconstruction and the closing of the West, and then the turn of the century industrialization immigration. This will set them up to proceed in US 2 next year as America becomes a global power. The philosophy that I work under is that history is who we are and why we are the way we are, as said by David McCullough, famous historian who died earlier this year. We're going to be delving into the why of history in all of our activities. We focus on critical thinking skills, and we do this through exploring informational media literacy, contextual learning using primary sources, graphs, maps, and charts, and we're going to be looking at putting all of those ideas together and doing some persuasive writing and problem solving. One of the ways that we look at primary source material is through a historical thinking lens. We do that by finding out the source of the information, who wrote it, what's their perspective, when was it written, why was it written, is it reliable or not, putting it into historical context, how are things the same back in that time of history, what was different, and how is that going to affect the contents of the source. We're going to be looking to see if other sources agree with or if they disagree with what is stated in the primary source document. And finally, we're going to dig deep into the primary source itself with some close reading skills. All of these things will help us to analyze what we are taking in, whether that is something that is written or something that's visual, that will help us to process. Grading policies for the resource classroom have a reduced emphasis on testing. Therefore, major assessments, tests, and projects will only count for 30% of the grade. Quizzes and minor assessments like IXL would count for 20% of the grade. And the rest of the course, 50%, is their graded classwork and homework. Typically, there's only going to be one homework assignment per week. The school rules are pretty common across the board. We'd like your student to be on time. We'd like them prepared with a charged Chromebook. And especially this year, we're going to have a focus on their student ID being out on and visible. We'd like them to be involved positively in class. And that involves getting involved in class discussion. Responsibility is a huge issue. We have students who are in and out of class with absences, passes, etc. When they're out, they have one day for each day's absence to make up work, and we'd like to have quizzes and tests made up within 1 week so that the information stays relevant. And finally, when we get into deep discussion of historical topics, sometimes those topics can be pretty fraught. So we're going to ask that people be respectful in how we discuss things with each other. Everything will be posted in Google Classroom. We organize by topic. Right now, we're in colonial North America, and there will be a weekly overview that looks like this so that you know what will be expected each day that your student has class. It is a good idea for them to frequently check their to-do list to see if they are missing anything, and then you can do that right here. At the top of the tab, there's a missing tab, and you can filter by class. And then you will see it by due date. And remember to check the different weeks as we go through. We do have an online textbook through the Pearson Realize platform that can be assigned through Google Classroom. We don't use this a lot, but they do have some really good interactive activities and some flip videos that we will occasionally use in class. More often you will see IXL. In history class, the IXL is calculated a little bit differently than done for math and English. Here you have stepping stones that you need to complete, have to get so many stepping stones correct in a series in order to complete a level. If not, you'd have to go back and repeat a level. But it's a good independent work to help them review topics in geography and civics, economics, and some history content as well. I do occasionally put out reminders on the Remind app. If you'd like to join the classroom, you have access to this code here by texting 81010 and then putting your period's class code. This will also be available on my website through the district. I offer office hours specifically on C days and D days during enrichment. I have a scheduled enrichment class in B108 on C days, but students are welcome to come visit me at that time also, and on D day in G102. I can also be available after school by appointment, and I ask that students get passes from me to show to their enrichment teacher before coming down. If they do make an appointment, I really encourage them to keep their appointments so that we don't have to chase after each other. Thank you for your attention. If you have any further questions or concerns, you can contact me primarily through my email address, lwhite@bhprsd.org. But if you would like, you may also leave a message for me on my voicemail at extension 7316. Here is the link for the teacher website, but you can also find that through the Timber Creek webpage for teacher websites. Thank you and have a great evening. Bye.